Hello and welcome to another one-on-one webcast. I'm Tom Waterman.
And I'm Alex Sharon. We all know that athletes are usually the focus of sports, but today we're here to talk about coaches. Tom, what is the role of a coach?
I think the role of the coach is pure and simple, just to manage an organization, manage a team. Your responsibilities include, of course, game management, game preparation, and ultimately, depending on how your team does, that's a reflection of what the job you did.
Yeah, see, I agree on that, and I think that recently, in the past couple weeks, we've even seen the extended role of a coach. In the NBA, we've seen the Heat's coach, Eric Spoelstra, come out talking about the Crygate. We're not going to get into that, but we've seen that the politics of that discussion, I mean, it's really something that a coach has to watch for. They have to know what to say, know what not to say. They're really the image of the team.
Counter argument here. Say about when you have a very player-driven team, such as the Indianapolis Colts with Peyton Manning. When the player is more recognizable than the coach, does that change the role of the coach a little bit?
It can. I think it's up to the coach to kind of control that. We saw in that situation, Tony Dungy did a great job of controlling the mediation between players and coaches. And really, I think it's just Jim Caldwell's an inexperienced coach. I mean, we got to give it time, but there are positives and minuses to having such great players overshadow the coach.
Okay. Well, how do you exactly measure success of a coach then?
For me, it's different for every level of organization. You've got high school coaches, college coaches. Every single level has a different requirement. In college, you got to look for those coaches that want to recruit. In the professional levels, it's all about winning championships.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily
That's the thing
wins.
I thought you were going to miss on. It's all about the W's, especially in professional sports. You can talk about in college where they're student athletes. In the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball, they're not students. They're here to win games, and if you don't win games, you're gone.
See, Tom, but you can't just look at wins, even at the professional level. We've seen Mike Brown, who was one of the best win percentage coaches in the past 10 years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. What happens?
Then you can argue your star player has to like you. That might be an exception to the rule there.
I think that wins do have a lot to do with it, but you can't put everything on wins and losses. You got to look at how the player has molded players, how they've made their players better throughout the years, how they've implemented their system onto the team.
I can agree with that.
All right, Tom, we've looked at like the role of the coaches, the success. Who is the best coach that takes their role and their success? And right now, who is the best coach?
I think clearly it's got to be Mike Krzyzewski at Duke. Coach K has really just built a foundation there. This is a team, when he took over in 1980, didn't have the program was lackluster, bottom of the ACC, and he has built a dynasty there. He now has 895 wins. He's second all time. He's built a program that's pretty much become the New York Yankees of college basketball, hated by everyone that's not a fan of them, but all he does is win. He's built a program the right way and is often one of the teams that haven't been as talented as some of his counterparts.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you at all. Coach K is a great coach. But recently, the past 10 years, yes, he's won 2 national championships, but I'm going to look at a coach who's won multiple national championships or multiple championships in the last 10 years. In the NBA, I'm going with Greg Popovich.
Ooh.
I think that he's the best coach in the past 10 years. He's the best coach now, obviously with the best record in the NBA.
I don't think he's the best coach in the NBA right now, Sharon. What about Phil Jackson?
Phil Jackson has always had multiple superstars on his team. Greg Popovich has molded his players.
Tim Duncan.
He knew what to do with Manu Ginobili to make him the player he is today. He knew what to do with Tony Parker. He berated Tony Parker at the beginning of his career, and look how he turned out now.
Can't argue with success. We have to take a quick break, but coming up, I'll be joined by Max Gongaware and Joe D'Arienzo to discuss postseason tournaments. Stay tuned.